Irma 2017. Wow. Let's see if I can get a better angle on that gutter. It just came right down.
No, you got it. It's a gutter down. And then get... Oh, that's supposed to be there.
I'm just glad that pine tree is still holding up. Look at all the... Yeah, all those branches.
Yeah.
And just beyond that is literally a lake. The road turned into a one big lake.
Yeah, so we got on here. And that way, and that's it. And that's it.
Okay. I'm recording everything because it's easier than just taking a picture. You can just get a better look of the whole damage deal. Is the truck okay? Yeah, it's okay. And you're right, this thing fell over too. You told Carlos about that, right?
Yeah, I'll mention it. They're coming up. But that one who came up with this one. That one is, you know,
yeah,
another specialty.
Yep. But
yeah,
that gutter in particular, that's definitely, I'm almost positive that's what was making the thumping noises earlier. Almost positive that's what it was.
The thing is, when they're going same direction this way, you know, that might.
I'm zooming in on where the snap is right there. Okay, wow. Yep. Okay. This has got to be like the eye or something because the wind did calm down a bit.
Yeah,
okay. Just gonna turn.
Let me see the picture of the.
Okay then, here we are the morning after. Hurricane Irma hit us pretty darn hard last night. As you can take a look from the surrounding area, the yard that we've been, the yard of the house we've been staying in, and took a bit of a beating, not as bad as we had thought. This is what the front yard looks like. It's all covered in the pine needle branches of that really big tree up there. I'm just glad that thing never came down. As you can see, it's really torn apart. This little pine bush here too as well. We've got some branches all snapped in half here. We got branches littering all over the yard. But the biggest thing is that the rain gutter came crashing down. I'm gonna zoom in right there. As you can see, it's been literally snapped in half. That thing is about ready to fall off. It's been banging up against the wall throughout the entire storm. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be any damage to the wall itself. That's just some grass right there that you can see. And it looks like the neighborhood's recovering too. This entire road was flooded the night before, just one big river. We still have some of the flooding right over here, but it's been reduced to the really big puddle from the looks of it. I'm gonna come out and see what else is there. As you can see from the neighbors' yards there, they've lost a couple of tree branches as well. We got a tree toppled down right over there, more branches, more bushes and stuff that have been turned over. Looks like we got a bit of debris that fell right over there as well. Doesn't look too bad though. From what I can tell, none of the houses are permanently damaged, which is a very, very good thing indeed. I really hope there's not a lot of water damage either for some of the lower houses, but so far, from what I've been able to tell, it's pretty minimum. This stuff can be picked up and cleaned up at least. And looks like Hurricane Irma's finally gone. I can already hear some people working on getting their machines started. I see some people coming down roads and stuff like that, so we got some movement. We got at least a few people up and about. Whether they're returning to their houses or just checking to see if everyone is okay, I can't tell. But, well, we got people again. I guess it's safe enough to come outside now. And there's the sun. All right. Haven't seen that in the last 2 days. So, looks like the danger's finally passed. At least I hope so. I mean, like, the wind is still blowing here and there. but compared to what it was last night, it's nothing. We'll be back to report later this afternoon if there's anything else. Listen to me, I'm not a reporter. Okay, here we go. Okay, here I am out again. Just had some breakfast, so I'm a little more alert and awake, and bringing you more of the damage caused by Hurricane Irma. As you can tell, this tree was practically torn apart here. I'm seeing several broken main branches. Kind of lucky that none of this fell on the road there. A lot of it fell in this open space back here in the back of the yard. And so far from the looks of it, again, the only real damage sustained to the house is the rain gutter over here, as well as all of these tree branches. I'm making my way to the backyard here to see what I can see, and holy smokes. Okay, do you see this? Do you see these branches here? All of these branches, these really large branches, belong to this big mango tree right here, and this thing is just torn apart. I'm seeing some broken branches up high. There's a hazard right there. That large one is practically falling into the yard of the neighbor's house here. It looks like the trunk has taken a little bit of damage too, because the lower branches are broken. I can still feel the wind blowing too. Now again, not as hard as it was last night, but enough to let me know, that the storm is still going on somewhere. Looks like, yep, we got another damaged tree right over there in front of the neighbor's yard. And, a couple of mangoes survived. Huh. That's new. Didn't expect that. Looks like the fence here, our neighbor's fence, took a real hard hit too. An entire section of fence was just pretty much taken down. Looks like the lime tree is doing okay though. A few limes on the ground, but it's still rooted down. Way better than the mango tree is going. But this thing, yeah, this thing is torn up. I can see some branches that fell inside the yard here. And speaking of the yard, looks like they lost a tree in there. Yep, that's definitely a coconut tree. Looks like that thing just got pushed over by the wind. And the ground is getting pulled up a little bit too. They're gonna have to fix that. At least it didn't fall on the storage shed. But it does look like they're going to have to replace their fence. Whew. Well, could have been worse. They could have been shattered into splinters. Let's see here. Looks like, oh dear, looks like we got a little damage here after all. A couple of shingles got knocked loose. Got, that nice little cover got knocked down too from the looks of it. I'm gonna back up a bit. There we go. Yeah, this thing lost some of its shingles, making pretty much like a door back here to get into the little patio, which for the most part is okay except for that. Good thing that didn't go flying. Okay, and that's my little roundabout deal with the house here. This house was a friend of ours allowed my father and I to stay at this place to ride out the hurricane. It's been here for 30 years, so it was well built and well set up for such crazy storms. And I have to admit, it's pretty well built. I mean, seriously, the only thing that fell down is that nice little patio cover for shade, a few shingles from, you can tell up there, and that rain gutter. So my kudos to the people who built this place. It's one of the safest houses I've ever been in. And I just hope everybody else got out with just as little damage. I mean, as you can see, we have some houses that have boarded up their windows real smart. Looks like it must have protected them really well against the debris that's been flying about. Let me see, there's another torn fence over there. So yeah, this thing really went to town on the trees and debris around here. But at the very least, the flooding has stopped. Don't know if there'll be more later. Looks like it's getting overcast again. I'm gonna run back inside because I'm starting to feel some raindrops here. But that's a more in-depth look as to what the storm has done to our little hideaway. I can only imagine how it looks like back at our actual house. I'll be recording a little bit on that once we get home, if we ever get to today. Yeah. See you around. Okay, getting the window up. Here we are, trying to drive back to our original house to see what the damage is. And as you can see, it is a lake here. Yeah, tiny little lake. Barely more of a river, really, but the water is deep in certain areas.
And this is nice. I mean, this is okay now.
I know, compared to how it was before, when the water reached all the way up to our little safe house, it's this is nothing. But as you can plainly see, it might as well be a river. Only the big trucks can even drive down this area here, and with some difficulty too. I mean, our muffler is literally underwater right now. Kind of have to power through this. As we're looking around, we see a little more damage thanks to Hurricane Irma. We've got some damage, fallen trees here, tree branches, some broken fences, lots of flooding here and there. Looks like the apartments made it out okay with little damage. That's always good. Look at that splash, man. This just shows you exactly how deep the water is around here. We even have some people that have to waddle through the water. It's a little bit further down, Danny. Wow. I gotta tell you, this is just wow. We got an uprooted tree right here, barely missing the little center they have here. More flooded areas.
Stop sign on the floor.
Stop sign way down on the floor, yeah. Jeez Louise. Just taken down right away. And we lost a couple of coconut trees too.
Almost down?
Mm-hmm. Down, almost completely uprooted.
The road. Down. That's good. It's out, but it's out that way.
Yep. Taking a big hit over here. Luckily, there's enough high ground around here to get some dry spots. It's going to take a couple of days for all that water to evaporate, though.
Completely.
It was earlier? Wow.
So it's not down a lot.
Yes, the water's receded quite a bit, and thank God for that. It's still probably going to take a couple of days for everything to completely dry out, though. It's nice to see the sun shining again, though. Yep. Yep, a lot of people already started the cleanup methods. We already got the front and backyard mostly cleaned up of branches and stuff like that.
This is our new waterfront property here.
Yep. Yep, another deep, shallow dip. Oh, wow. Gotta tell you. Up, yep, it's finally happened. Looks like somebody got stuck in the ditch that's there. Most likely they misjudged how far the turn actually was and they got caught in there. Hopefully they can get the car out soon.
And that's
our fan is gone. Our little stop sign is gone in the corner there too. A little further up, that just to be on the safe side. There we go. Wow. It's a good thing these guys over here at least got their got their road work stuff done. They were putting in like a brand new driveway, and man, it really helped out. I'll tell you anything, the neighborhood ducks are going to be very happy for a couple of days here.
Almost everybody does there. You see, this is our new.
Okay, here comes our house, and yeah, we got some damage. I can actually see part of the roof that goes to the expansion on the back here.
Expansion is not livable anymore, and we had no carpet.
No carpet, he says. Okay, our nice little our nice little shed-like overcast here that gave my car some protection is gone, up and out. Thankfully, it looks like my car's in one piece. I'll be the judge of that as I go walking around.
You doing a documentary now?
I'm gonna post this up on YouTube for everybody, just so they know. Okay. I'm gonna check to see if there's any damage. No, looks like my car's doing good. No broken glass or anything. Hopefully that means I'll be able to drive once it's deemed safe to go back to work. From what I understand, the whole Olive Lee County is going to be shut down for a week because of this. Okay, here is what's left of our beloved tree. This tree helped us out a lot during laundry days. The whole thing just sort of tipped on over, completely devastating this little area right here. And it's not just this tree either. This one over here in the back has been completely uprooted, as you can see. Man, lots of big mess, lots of damage, at least to the ground. Looks like no cars were caught in the wake. As you can see here, we had to saw off this tree's branches. We're gonna have to uproot this whole thing. And here at the little tin area, the little expansion that was made to our house some years ago, I can see some damage right up there on the roof. Bent. We got a large branch that's stuck up there, and I bet you anything it went right on through. Some parts that was attached to the overhead has now been completely ripped out. And the little board there that's had our clotheslines secured has been ripped out completely. I can only imagine what the inside looks like. I'm kind of hoping that there isn't too much of a damage. Dad mentioned that the carpet is gone, so I'm just gonna go in and take a peek. Oh, wow. Wow. The roof is definitely out of commission here. Definitely out of commission. We got the tiles all over the floor here. The carpet is a mess. The bed, not as bad as I thought it would be. It's gonna take a while to dry it out and clean up the sheets there. I'm gonna see if I can go inside the house and see what's in there. Banana Papi, excuse me. That's my dad talking with the neighbor, assessing the damage. Here's our front yard, little front door property here. I'm gonna have to take a lot of pictures after this to help with whatever insurance claim the landlady's gonna want, or whatever, to start getting this place back up and running again. Back up and running. Making this place livable again is what I really should say. So tongue-tied right now, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Our living room, for the most part, is completely intact. At least the main house is. Yes, Dad, I got the keys. At least the main house is all up in code. Good thing we had this whole area closed off. Our dishes are fine from the looks of it. This is what I really wanted to see, how bad the damage is in here. And honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Yes, the tiles are all over the place. We've got they're pretty much ruined and will have to be replaced right away, obviously. But I was expecting like this entire room to be completely torn off its hinges. compared to
it's gonna be wet.
Yeah, it's more wet than anything else. So compared to what most other places would be, this is minimum, very minimum damage. How exactly we're gonna get this fixed, I'm not exactly sure. But it looks like the bed's intact, the sheets are okay, they just need cleaning. So at least you got better circulation in the room now.
Oh, too much.
Too much, yeah. And there's that hole you mentioned before. Hole right there on the roof. Wow.
You think those two?
Yep, an entire row of tin sheets. Look at that. Big mess. Well, I gotta say, when Irma came into town, she sure as heck threw one heck of a party for herself. I can only imagine what it's like everywhere else. But I, for one, am glad that, as far as we know, nothing overly serious has happened. Hopefully we'll get this taken care of within the next couple of days, and we'll be able to use this room again soon.
Let me see what I got.